Yo, Lee. I think we got another one.
Come on.
Sing it.
Thought you should know that I will never ever go away.
So you'll never have to worry.
As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky.
You'll never have to worry.
Though it may seem today that I'm so far away from you, you never have to fall, 'cause I'm right here before you call my name. And I'll come running to heal you, feel you, take you by the hand, and I'll show you the way to where I am. Thought you should know that I will never ever go away.
You'll never have to worry.
As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky.
Never have to worry.
Forget your yesterday, for when this night to brand new day gives way. Your life, your breath renewed, a ray of sun reminds you it's okay. You'll never be alone if you feel me, hear me, take me into your heart, and we'll never ever have to part. You should know that I would never ever go away.
Never have to worry.
As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky.
Never have to worry. Never have to worry about a thing. Don't have to worry. You will never have to worry about a thing. Don't have to worry about a thing.
Thought you should know that I would never ever go.
So you'll never have to worry.
As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky. Oh yeah, don't worry. Said I never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread.
So you'll never have to worry.
Consider the lilies, how they grow. Whatever you need, your Father knows. Oh, come on, let me say.
Oh, you'll never. Don't you know you never have to worry? I will always be there. Oh yeah, said you will never, you will never have to worry. You will never have to worry. Oh, yes.
If you only knew what I did for you, it'd just be me and you, nothing that we couldn't do. If you'd only do what I asked you to, I would make your dreams come true. If you only knew. For so long I've been waiting to spend some time with you. You don't know, you cannot imagine the things that we could do. You can't even understand. If you'd only let me in, I would do something special just for you. Only for you. true. If you only knew. Why don't you? Can we go somewhere just me and you? Just the two. Don't delay. It's your day. Would it be okay? Just let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Take places that you've never been. Answer all of the questions you never asked. Oh, you never asked. If you would only take my hand. No more sorrow, no more pain. Never ever hurt again. I'll give you shelter from my rain. All I really want to say is I love you. Let me take you in my arms and just fly away. Ooh, never gonna let you go, baby. Don't wake us tomorrow may never come. Just be me and you. Nothing that we couldn't do. If you only do what I asked you to, I will make your dreams come true. If you only knew, if you only knew what I do for you. Just be me and you. Nothing that we couldn't do. If you only do what I asked you to, I would make your dreams come true. If you only knew. Just between you and me, this is nice. There's no tricks. Ooh, this love is so real. Just between you, this is nice. Ooh, there's no tricks. This love is so real. Just what do I have to do to let you know? Should I make your flowers grow? Should I make it rain or snow? Yeah. So many things I've done just for you. Forest green and the ocean blue. Just to show my love is true. Just between you and me, this is nice. There's no trace. This love is so real. Just between. This is nice. There's no tricks. This love is so real, yeah. Don't you know I taught the birds to fly, hung the stars up in the sky? Can you guess the reason why? Yeah. Can you take more than a passing glance? Nothing is by happenstance, yet you think it's just by chance. Just between you and me, this is not no tricks. This love is so real. Between you and me, this is not. There's no tricks. This love is so real. Ocean deep, river wide, valley low and mountain high.
Chimes.
Hey.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, y'all.
We are live, and ready to go.
ready to get this conversation going.
I had a nap today, so as you can see, my energy level is higher than usual. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm ready. And
I
we
had
read
a nap, but I'm
'cause it was-
still sleepy.
That's true. But it is spring break. So
Yes,
this
it
is
is.
April
It is.
spring break. April and the kids, none of them are doing school stuff. And so lately we've been going to bed late, staying up watching movies.
Too late.
Yeah, and April last night stayed up all night doing Julia's hair. So that was like till 2 a.m. doing that.
I know.
It looks nice though.
What
I'm
up,
glad you did
Madeline?
that. Okay, so Madeline's here, Horace is here, Primo's here, Jessica and Scott are here. Actually, I think that's just Jessica, but I don't know.
Hey, Jessica.
What's up, y'all? And we have a Tanera. I don't know if we've ever seen Tanera on here before,
don't
but
think
welcome,
so.
welcome. Glad that you are here tonight, and we hope that all of you guys are ready to go with our conversation for the evening. Keisha
Yes,
is here. What's up, Key?
Keish?
Good to
What
see
up?
you. Glad you are here. You know what? I need to make sure this is not. I got that on. I don't want that on.
Oh, yeah, I need to turn it.
Yeah. Turn it off. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
We don't need no interference. Jocelyn on a separate
Hey,
device from,
Jocelyn.
well, actually, I'm assuming a separate device from Horace. I mean, I don't know. That's the only way they can comment. Deborah, what up?
Hey, it's Deborah.
That's right, it's Deborah. I'm sorry. I knew that.
Deborah,
I knew that.
I got it
I'm
right.
sorry.
Deborah. Hey, girl.
I saw your picture and realized who you were. Deborah, that's my bad. I jacked that up. So anyway, we're excited to have you guys as usual. And good evening, Jeremy Davis.
Hey,
What's the deal, man?
Jeremy.
Jeremy Davis. Wow. I haven't
Hey.
seen Jeremy in a minute.
I know. What up, Trish?
Trish, what's the deal? So
Chime's
yeah,
coming in.
I really want to know if we have. Deborah is saying that I jacked it up. You know what I'm saying? And I should give you some credit by just saying yes, April, because I messed that up. So basically, we want to know where you're coming from. If you are new to the show, we need to hear that. Tell us you're new and tell us where you are coming from, so that we can know who you are. This is someone that's old. You know, can we just expel the judgment, high, mighty, hypocritical, stone-throwing folk before we begin, please? We'll deal with that. We will deal with that in a second. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's true, Deborah. April is always setting me straight. But that's what I have her for. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why, you know what I'm saying? She's around to keep me on point, to make sure that I don't be jacking up.
Exactly.
Because I do be.
That's right.
This is interesting, or will be interesting. Lauren says that. Yes, it will be. You are correct.
We will see.
Elaine is here as well.
Elaine.
Yeah.
What's up, girl?
Yeah. So, you know, I think it's important that we kind of set the stage for these kinds of things, and make sure that everybody understands where we're coming from. Oh, they watch together from the TV, but comment from separate devices. That's what they're doing.
I like that. Okay, Jeremy said he's new from the DMV.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right, welcome.
You know what, Jeremy? I didn't realize you were in the DMV. That's bad. We should have known that. You know, we are too, obviously. Thank you, Chris. I'm glad you like the hoodies, man. We both decided to wear something tonight. You know what I'm saying? These are actually school hoodies from schools that we represented before. Our school in Atlanta that we used to have is mine, and April's school that she works at now is what she has on right
One
there.
of the senior
you know what I'm saying?
classes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mine was like an 8th grade class, trying to act like they were seniors. But anyway, we like
What
to
up,
be able
Woo?
to.
Cynthia?
Primo's already
Hey.
Team John. I like that. Thank you
Oh,
for,
my
you know what I'm
goodness.
saying?
You know what, Primo?
Sheldon in the house too.
I'm done with you. What up, Angie?
Thank Angie. Glad you like them. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to come with some more stuff. By the way, you know what? The other day, I was talking to someone, and they didn't know that we actually had merch, John and April merch. So if you go to our YouTube channel and you look at the banner at the top, in the right-hand corner, there's a button that says something about our merch store, I think.
That was not good just now.
That was not very
good.
That was not very clear.
No.
But go there right now. See if I'm right, man. I think we do have something. Go to YouTube
to find
right
out
now.
what that is.
I'm almost positive.
Okay.
I'll read to you what it actually says. Okay, right. So look, in the
Okay,
top
you're
banner
right,
where
you're
it says just John and
You
April,
were
love
right,
up your
babe.
relationship, right?
You were right.
Over to the right, it actually says John and April merch. There's a little link that you click right there.
Yes.
And it takes you to Teespring,
It's a
where you can do
Teespring.
different stuff.
Yes.
So you know what? Honestly, we have some stuff that we think we've bought before that is way better, but this is something that if you wanted to, you could actually buy something that has our symbol on it.
We're still trying to improve it.
We are.
So
we are. There's,
you know,
it's not. You know what
it's
I'm
in
saying?
the chat right now,
And
so you
some
can just
and
click
some
on
of
it in
the
the
stuff,
chat.
some of the stuff that we have on there is inside information. If you are early on, if you're like an early chime and you saw some of our early episodes before we were going live, this is like when we were still just doing our podcast. We used to talk about, I think it was about our first or second episode, episode, our word of the day was a
Nose
word
bust.
nose bust. And it basically nose bust. If you know, you know.
Yeah,
If you
so
don't,
John was nose
you don't.
busting earlier today.
I
And that's
was.
why he's so happy right
Exactly. But my point is we have a shirt. We have a shirt that says word of the day nose bust.
Right.
So it's kind of like an inside thing for some of it. And then the stuff that has our actual logo on it and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you ever
yeah,
want to
yeah.
get some
Yeah.
merch, you just go there and you can I think we have other stuff on there too, like mugs and stuff and whatever. Anyway, just check it out. See what you
Yeah,
think.
just check it out.
Yeah.
We're going to keep adding to it and try to make it better.
So Cynthia's
But,
answering your question that we asked the other day.
Okay,
She's
okay.
a social worker and she
Yes.
works for the state of South Carolina.
You know, I knew you were a social worker.
and she is taking the vaccine.
Okay.
When is your vaccine due to come? April and I both have been vaccinated already.
Yes.
And
Sheldon's
you
talking about
know.
nose cuff, nose bust.
Yeah, see, Sheldon's
That's
an
right,
insider.
Shell.
You know what I'm saying? So
you
he
know.
knows already. Okay, y'all. So a bunch of y'all on here now, so that's good. We want to start. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah,
What you
before
gonna
we
say?
start, I want to say if you have not followed us or subscribed to our YouTube channel, we want you to do that because if you're a Chime, you need to be a part of everything.
Exactly.
You know?
You need to know what's going on at all times.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And we want you to go ahead and share this now.
That's true.
Share
Share
our
it with somebody.
live
Yeah.
or start a watch party
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that other
yeah.
people can join
Yes.
this conversation because we
Yes.
think it's going to be good today. And
We do too.
I think you guys are going to have a lot of good things to say actually to go along with this.
You just said we think it's going to be a good conversation today, and I said we do too. What a dummy.
Oh, Wu said they'll be both vaccinated by next week.
And,
good.
And
good.
Cynthia said Sunday's her first one. So that's good. You know what? I wonder if anybody has any misgivings about the vaccination. Like, I wonder, one of these times I want to ask, does anybody
Well,
have
I have some friends who aren't taking it because they want to see how we all,
like
what
how
happens to
what happens to
everybody
everybody else first
Exactly.
before they
That's right.
So April and I both got it. I told you guys already. She got the Moderna, right?
No.
What'd you get,
I
baby?
got the Pfizer.
Oh yeah, she got the Pfizer.
You don't even
My
know what
bad.
we got.
She got the Pfizer. She got both
You don't
shots
even know
already.
what I got.
I got the Johnson & Johnson.
Yes.
And the Johnson & Johnson knocked me out like
Pfizer knocked me out for 2.5 days.
the second one. That's true. Yeah. But
Yeah.
mine only knocked me out for a second.
It was like 10 hours for you.
That's true. Maybe more like 12.
Maybe more like 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Angie says she's pregnant, so she's doing a hard pass.
I don't blame you.
I wonder if anybody else. Mila said, hey, Mila.
Hey,
her parents
Mila.
got vaccinated, but I won't be as of now.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay.
It's funny
My
because.
parents did too.
As did mine. Well, Dad did. I don't think Mom got hers yet.
No, she hasn't gotten hers yet.
But
But she will.
I feel like people that are on certain, in certain. When you're that age, you have to get the vaccine. I was trying to find a
You're
nice way
trying
to
to
say
find
that. You know what I'm saying? But that's bottom
Because you
line.
just don't know.
Yeah.
you know.
You got to just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. They go, did I miss the part where I say I'm happy Kirk cussed too? Better to hear it from home so you don't overreact on the street.
Okay. All right. It's
we
time to
gotta
get into it
We
now.
gotta
Now
get
it's
in
time to get in. Let's do
Brian
it.
is already
Yeah,
commenting.
Brian's
Okay.
already happening.
First of all, hey, mommy.
Oh, Mom was here. Hey, guys. We love you too.
Hi, mommy.
Good to see
Love
you.
So I have to say this. I have to say that I love me some Kirk Franklin.
As do I. I've always loved him.
Okay. I've been trying to sing backup for him for many years now.
I still think you can.
I'm just waiting on that moment.
I think he would take you.
Oh, maybe.
I really do.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I need him to, I need to figure out how to do that.
Do you remember
But
the first Kirk Franklin concert we went to in Indianapolis back in probably 2003 or 2, something like that?
mhm.
That
It
was
was so
dope.
good.
Yeah.
And I've been to a
great.
few of his concerts,
Yeah.
and I love him.
Yeah, I do too.
I always have. But
Ricky's here.
what up, Ricky?
What up, Key? Yeah, we
So
need
let's
to
just-
lend your voice on this one, buddy.
Let's just talk about, what happened,
hmm
and
So just in case you were under a rock and
Yes.
you had no idea what happened, April and I cannot repeat the words that were used. But basically, from what we can tell, there was an exchange. There was a back and forth between Kirk Franklin and his son. And Kirk seemed to lose his temper and said some things to his son. He cursed at him. He said some very... he has some strong language, and his son apparently recorded the whole thing and then posted it to social media where you can still find it now.
Right.
It's still available right now to be able to see if you wanted to, or hear, I guess really is what it is. And so I really think, I really think there's 3 things that I really want to talk about today.
Yeah. And I just want to say,
Madeline said lose is cool.
look at Amber. She said, make sure you don't flame Kirk on this live if you want to be a back. Listen,
we're not.
we're not dissing Kirk.
No.
No,
Well,
we're not
so,
gonna diss him.
well, hold on. First of all, let's just set something straight. Y'all know us. You know how we are. Our show is not about clowning people. We don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
We basically like to take stuff that's happening in real life that everyone's talking about, and we want to have our own conversation about it from a slightly different perspective. That's really all we're doing.
Right.
So,
But this is what happened, and it is out.
it's in public.
Everybody heard
Yeah.
it, right? So we
You know
don't
what I'm
talk
saying?
about it.
That's the point.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
I don't either. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, there's 3 basic things that I want to talk about today. I want to ask these questions to you, April,
Mm-hmm.
and to the Chimes and see what they think. The first thing is, should a parent ever talk to their child that way? That's the first basic question I want to ask. Number 2, is there any sacredness to the family bond? That is to say, should he, even though he was upset with what his dad did, should he have posted that? Like, which one of them is wronger? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to know.
Right.
And then really the third thing I want to talk about is there an obligation that a person who's in the spotlight that is known as a minister has that maybe puts them in a position that they can't afford to do that?
Maybe we
where
should have let
somebody
these
else can?
questions come out bit by bit because I
Maybe
really
we
want to
should've.
answer that last one
Let
now.
me tell you
I
why
wanna
I
answer
answer
that
one
last
now.
one
Though.
now.
What
Right.
happens in our conversations every time is that once we get into it with the Chimes, it just goes all over. You know what I'm saying? We don't know where it's
And
going
you
to go.
can't
I may
get
not
back
be
the
able to
way-
get
okay.
to it. So that's the
All right,
only reason why I
all
put them up
right.
front.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
That's the only reason why.
Okay, so
let's
go start them.
Let's start with the first one. I'm asking you, April Vanetta Mendenhall Nixon. Is there any time that you think a parent should be able to talk to their child like that?
Okay, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I don't think anyone should be spoken to that way.
Okay.
But listen. But
Yeah.
if you talk like that, like because I just don't use those words.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I use other words.
Yeah.
If a person can get you to that point, sometimes your kids are the people that can get you to that point.
Agreed.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I know it's not right.
Right.
But can you understand how? Can you understand how he could get to the point
Yes.
of saying, "I'm
Yes.
gonna put my
Yes.
foot up your," you know what I'm saying? If you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
I think sometimes your kids can get you to the point where you want to say, or where you do say some things that you wish you hadn't said. So I don't think it's right. I mean, I've said some things that I should not have said to my kids.
Right.
I mean,
I was just going to ask you, have you ever done anything like that before with your children? I already know the answer. I just want to know if you're willing to say that on the air.
now look. Again, I'm just not a cusser. I'm just
Right.
not.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. I don't judge anybody if they
Yeah,
cuss
right.
and whatever.
Right. That's just
I'm
not your
just
thing.
not. It's just not
Right.
my thing. I've never been in whatever.
Right.
I have friends who do, and I talk
Yeah.
to them, and they can talk to me however they want to talk.
Right.
But I'm just
I
not.
have plenty of friends that curse all the time.
Yeah,
Like regularly
that's what
when
I'm
we're
saying.
talking. Yes.
So if
Yeah.
that's your thing, I don't,
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
But I just don't. And so a word like "shut up" is big for me.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So when I
Yes.
told my child, "Shut up,"
Right. That was something you'd never done before.
Oh, that's
Yes.
something I said I would never do.
And that was our oldest, who was very strong-willed, and he pushed you to that point.
pushed me
I
to
was
that
there
point.
when it happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've only done it once.
Right.
Now that they're older, I'll be like, "Shut up, boy."
Right. That's
it's different.
That doesn't count.
But
Yeah.
I yelled, "Shut up." I
Right.
mean, like,
Yes.
and I don't yell.
Right. Yeah.
But he got me to that point.
Yes. You lost your cool.
Because he kept on talking.
Yes, he would not
Kept on
shut up.
talking back.
And the only way to get him to be quiet was to
Was
tell
to
him
tell him to shut up. And he was shocked.
Hold on, and
It
this-
shocked
There's
him
the thing, though.
because he knows his mama don't talk like that.
In our house, that was almost like the equivalent of cursing at our kids.
Exactly.
I mean, we don't.
Like,
we
you
don't do
say that.
Right.
You don't say that. So, so I'm saying that was a big deal for me,
Yes.
and I had to apologize.
Right.
I had to apologize to him.
And you did a good job with that. I thought you did an excellent job of coming away, collecting yourself. We had a discussion about it, and then you went back and said, "I really shouldn't have done that." You apologized. I think that was good. And
Yeah.
honestly, I actually believe that the two of you grew closer because of that. Mm-hmm. Because that was a
yes,
situation
because-
where you knew you were wrong and you did something that you shouldn't have done. You didn't want to do.
Exactly.
It got you there, and you said, "I shouldn't have done that."
Right.
Right.
So I'm saying I don't think that he was right for responding to his son. I don't think what his son said back was
Agreed. I thought
he was being disrespectful.
Agreed.
So I'm saying I get it though.
Yeah.
I can get how somebody can take you to that point,
Yes.
and your loved ones, the people closest to you, to me, can get you to that point.
I think we have the ability. A person that you really love has the ability to push your buttons, unlike anybody else.
Exactly.
So that I agree with you.
And his buttons were pushed.
There's no question.
And one thing that I heard it in his voice. I'm not saying that he was right.
Right.
He apologized, so he wasn't right.
Clearly.
But I heard in his voice this tone when he said, "You don't disrespect me."
Right.
Honey
Yeah.
child.
Yeah. Clearly, he
Look,
had been. Yeah.
I knew. Look, when kids disrespect you,
Right.
whoo,
Yeah.
that can take you to another.
Agreed. Now let's point out though a couple of differences. Your child who did it was a teenager. This man's son is a full-grown man.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I
I don't know how old he
I
is.
think he's
Hey, Paula.
30.
Welcome.
And what's calls on here too? Aida.
Hey, Aida. Oh my
What's up?
goodness, I haven't seen you in so
So
long.
I'm saying I feel like it's a little bit different in that he's a grown man, but here's what I feel like. This is my
He's a
personal
grown man.
Yeah, but this so he should be able to take it, right? But
Yeah, I mean-
here's my personal opinion. This is my opinion. My opinion is no matter how old I get, no matter how whatever, there's always this relationship between me and my kids that I feel like will stay there.
Yeah.
That there's certain things I should not do because I'm their parent. I feel like I should always be able to keep my cool. I'm supposed to be the bigger person. And so that's the one thing I hope I can do. But the reality is I've been there like you as well.
Yeah.
I have lost my cool with our son before and said some things in a tone that I normally don't use that showed him I was actually extremely mad with him.
Right.
And I said some words that I don't say to him that I think was the equivalent to what this sounded like. I think I'll put it this way. If somebody else who goes to my church saw me doing that to John, I think they would lose respect for me. And it's only happened once or twice. It hasn't happened that many times. But I'm saying I think all of us have been there with our kids. Our kids
Right.
have the ability to get us there.
Exactly. And
You know what I'm
and Chimes is saying he's 33.
Yeah.
I'm saying
So he's 33 years
that's
old.
pretty grown.
Yeah, he's a grown man. You know
So,
what I'm
I
saying?
mean-
Yeah. So yeah,
He
you know what I'm
might
saying?
he might be able to take somebody saying to him, you know.
Let me say that. Let me say this too, though. Let me say this too. We don't hear, and unless somebody else has the rest of the conversation. Like,
Yeah.
I
'Cause
don't know.
somebody said-
I don't know what he said.
Yes, because Deborah said, I
beforehand.
believe his son instigated a lot of what led to the escalation of the argument.
Probably. And he probably only shared the part of the argument that looks more favorable to him
Right.
and looks damning to his father.
Right.
So the reality is we don't know what was said, but if we knew what was said, okay. So I'm putting
He
it
did
this
share
way.
some of his part that was not good.
Who did? The son did?
Yeah, his response. He cussed back at his dad.
Yes.
You
Yes,
know.
he did. That's true.
He did.
All I'm saying is we don't know how it got there. Let me
Right,
put
right,
it this way. A few years ago, there was an NFL player who got into an altercation on the field where he actually took off his helmet and used it as a weapon against the quarterback.
Right.
Now, we were
Remember
all
that.
going crazy. Why would he do that? And then we found out later that he basically accused the guy of calling the N-word, and we all said, oh,
Right,
okay. Well, there you go.
Exactly,
Like, before that, we were like, yo,
exactly.
why would he do that? And then when we found out
That's
what
right.
So I'm saying maybe if we heard the other side of the conversation, we would all be like, wow, Kirk let him off easy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
we don't
No,
know what
that's
he
true
said.
because we don't know.
Yeah,
Right.
all we know that disrespect happened.
And Keisha said the son cursed at him first, and that could have,
Yeah, that's true.
What up, David? I know,
Oh,
David. I
Steve.
did. I
April
called
called
him.
me
I
nephew
thought
the
you were
other day.
little David. I explained that. I called him nephew.
Big David texted you?
No, I was responding to a
Oh,
post.
something on post.
And
Okay,
I said,
you thought it was little
I
David.
know.
Because you assumed Big David wouldn't care about this.
No, it was something else. It was something else. Fighting
So-
words, literally not protected by the First Amendment.
Okay, so
Okay.
Bryant said, think about it. If your spouse who isn't your blood that you choose to love pushes your button, then what you think someone who is 50% of you that you instantly love at first sight is going to do to push you. That's true.
Yeah.
Now, do you think our kids have the ability to push our buttons more than we have? Like, I personally feel you can push my buttons and I can push yours more than John and Julia.
Nah, bruh.
You don't think so? Mm-mm. Okay, maybe.
Not for me.
Okay.
Them kids will push your buttons. Woo!
You want to smack him?
Woo! Sometimes I have to just be like, who do you think you are?
Right. You do be saying that.
Yes. Yes.
You said the exact thing.
Exactly.
Which is fine. You should be able to say that.
That's right.
Okay, so let me say one more thing about this before we move on, because I want to go to the next thing. We got a lot of people.
I mean, you
chime in, and I probably need to say.
You
I
probably need to
put
go
up these
back a little
comments.
bit.
I can't go that far though, man. There's so many comments coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay, let's look at Elaine. Kids know how to press your buttons, and they be trying you. That's true, Elaine. They be trying you,
They
and some
do.
of our
They
kids
wanna-
do it on purpose.
That's true.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
is true.
However, I would have to hang up or walk away before I speak to my kids like that.
That's true.
I know I can be reckless with my words. And see, that's the thing I would be worried about. I know that I don't have the spiritual gift of being able to couch all of my words in the proper context or to say in a way that is not going to be harmful. And what I'd be worried about in that situation is saying something I couldn't take back that my son would never forget and that would change our relationship forever. I'd be worried about that.
I think it's different though when your child is 33 years old
I
because
agree
he's
with
not
you.
a child anymore.
I
You're
agree
done
with you.
raising him.
You're right.
And you know they already have. I mean, Kirk said that they have issues. You know,
Right.
with each other.
Right.
They've had
Right.
a bad relationship, whatever.
Yeah.
So when you're a grown man. That might be a different level. I'm not there with my kids, so I don't
You
know.
don't know.
I don't
Right.
know how it is to have grown behind kids cussing at you
Could
at
you
a grown man.
But here's what I'm asking you, though. Could you imagine, because you can imagine this, could you imagine yourself, not even a cursing match, could you imagine yourself having this kind of conversation with your mother? I'm saying not even cursing. Just could you go toe-to-toe with your mom where you were being rude and disrespectful to her?
No way.
You couldn't do that
Mama,
now.
I would not do that.
Right. Well, I know she wouldn't do it. That's why I asked the question.
No, because there's a respect there, and that's
Right.
the whole point. That's the whole point, and that's why Kirk was he said multiple times you don't disrespect me. So
Right.
obviously there was a huge disrespect that happened somewhere in that conversation that we didn't hear.
Right.
We didn't hear all
Right.
that.
We didn't get all that part.
We didn't get all that
Yeah.
part. So there was some disrespect that took place that really made his anger just come out.
Clearly. So Daisy says, I pray that they will get the help they need, not tit for tat or keeping score. I think that I wonder, I don't know. It feels to me that now that the incident has happened and Kirk has apologized, it doesn't feel like they're still going back and forth, are they?
I don't know, but what I know is this could actually be, to be honest with you, I think this could actually be the beginning of maybe
A real reconciliation.
yeah,
or something
because
like
it's
that.
like because he took it to the point where he felt like he needed to share with everybody, and the fact that Kirk is able to hear how he responded. So one time I actually recorded myself. What?
Did you?
I did.
I'm saying I'm bewildered because we've said this a million times. We've said we should start recording our arguments so we can play back to see how bad we sound.
I
But
recorded
record
not
yourself-
with you,
I
but
know
with John when he was young.
Did you tell me this?
I thought I did, but maybe
I
I,
don't
didn't.
remember that.
And I heard my voice. I was like, "Wow, I don't like that. I do not like that tone."
What made you record it? Hold on. Were you recording it to try to get him to say this is how you sound?
Exactly.
And then you heard yourself. You're like, oh shoot, this is how I sound.
And I said,
I don't remember that, babe.
I said, "Wow, that's really
Wow.
bad. I don't like that." And
Yeah.
I'm sure Kirk heard himself and said,
Man, I don't want it to sound like
I don't
that.
want to sound like that.
Yeah.
And I'm saying it could be the beginning of reconciliation.
Yeah.
After you have to go through something huge like
Right,
that.
right.
Okay.
Jocelyn said, I was raised around cussing and used as sight words. So after I met Horace, who was not raised with cussing, I had to learn to speak without cussing. It was like quitting smoking.
Wow.
Now when I'm beyond angry, frustrated, one or two may fall out because I'm not
Exactly.
thinking.
And I'm saying
The old man just came out.
The old man
You know
just
what I'm
came
saying?
out.
What you want, man?
That's all I'm saying. And that really leads us to the next question. Are you ready to go to that next question?
Well, the next question really has to do
okay,
with...
that doesn't lead us to the next question.
It
I'm ready to
doesn't.
get to the third one. Can
Let's
we skip?
Let's skip over and let's come back. Let's come back to the second question afterwards. Let's
Okay.
skip over now to
Yes.
to whether or not there. Well, hold on.
She is so disrespectful.
Let's get a couple more. Akua says,
Okay.
my grown daughter has taken me there. I apologize. I felt utter disrespect, like she was talking to someone on the street.
Yeah.
I lost it and apologized. And we have spoken about it since. She took ownership for her actions, and so do I. See, this
Yeah.
is what I feel. My personal opinion is we as parents don't have to be perfect with our kids, but we have to be able to apologize
You
when
have
we're
to
wrong.
be able to
That's it.
apologize. That's all.
We can mess
Let
up,
me tell you, I have
but our kids will
apologized so
forgive
many
us, man.
times. They will
Yeah.
forgive you. I think showing them how to apologize, I think it helps them.
Yeah.
The fact that you're able to say I was wrong,
Right.
then they're able to say I was wrong.
Right.
but as long as we try to act like everything we're doing is right, and they know it's not right. That's the thing. Kids always know. You know what I'm saying?
They be knowing. Yeah, and if you can't come out and just say, I messed that up, that's a real problem.
Exactly.
So I actually think there is more opportunity for us to grow in our relationship with our children when we mess up and then make up.
Exactly.
Rather than acting like it wasn't nothing.
And that's why I said this could be the
stuff.
beginning of them reconciling.
Right.
Because it was such, when something is so big,
right.
like that shut up for me was huge.
Right. That was huge.
And
so
that
you and John had a
so
conversation
that,
after that you never had before.
And it was a heart to heart. It was
Correct.
we really need to learn how to express ourselves
Right.
without,
right. Yeah. Without cussing, basically.
Without cussing, yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
let me see if I can find a couple more, babe.
Okay.
So,
What up, Kay Williams?
where? Oh, okay. You can be a 33-year-old man in age, but still a child who is developmentally stunted.
Stuck at 5.
Depending on your life experiences and
That is very true.
trauma. That's true. I don't
You
know
can be
what
very
they're dealing with and
immature
all
and
that stuff.
just did not grow up.
And Paul said, who was surprised that Kirk cusses, though?
I wasn't surprised
I
at all.
wasn't that surprised either.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
that did not shock me.
Paul said, I'm a little surprised he hasn't put cussing in his music, to be honest. Come on, man. It's not that bad.
I'm saying that didn't surprise me, but
People are agreeing that saying apologizing is key. I
Yes,
agree.
it
You know what I'm
is.
saying? Ricky said it didn't have the effect that his son thought it would. I've actually seen a post from the son defending his father. Really?
really,
So
Okay.
what was his intent on putting that out there though? Was he so wait a minute, that's really the second question. But
Yeah.
you want to go to the third one, don't you?
go ahead. We can go to the second.
Okay, so here's the second question. The second question is, do you think it was wronger? That's not a word, but I don't care. Do you think who was wronger in the situation? Was Kirk wrong for talking to him in the first place like that, or was the son wrong
Who was
for
more
posting
wrong?
that?
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm
No,
trying to
I
be
was
funny.
trying to say, okay, who was more wrong? That's
Exactly.
what you're asking right
Exactly.
now. Okay.
Which one of them was more wrong? Do you think the sacredness of the family
Mm-hmm.
bond should make it so that no matter what happens in our life, no matter what's going on, you better not put our stuff on the internet?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. Elaine made a good point.
What? I
She
agree with
said-
April. You want this up because I agree with April.
That's right. So to be ready to, go ahead
lose.
and
This may be the one that heals their relationship because the
you
best
believe this was not the first time this happened between them.
Correct.
It is
That's
not
true.
the first time.
But
You
now
are
it's the
right,
first time
Elaine.
it's for public
That's right.
consumption.
And what Deborah said earlier, she said here that
She doesn't think he recorded it for anything but potentially sabotage his father's career.
if he did want both sides of the story to be known, he would have released the entire conversation.
Interesting.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know what his motives
and
actually
maybe
were.
not to
That's a good
sabotage career,
point.
maybe, but I'm saying that was thought out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, this is the
Well,
thing.
maybe not really thought out because he was probably very emotional at the time.
So
Just,
this is what
now
I was
that he
thinking.
thinks about it, he probably wish he hadn't done it. Maybe,
Yes.
maybe.
Here's what I
maybe.
was thinking, April. I was thinking that if my father did that to me, my dad's never done anything to me like that before.
Right.
Okay. This has never happened. I would be so in shock. There's no way I would put that on social media.
Right.
But if this was a recurring
Yeah.
thing and I was tired of it happening
Yes.
and I wanted the world to see his
Right.
hypocrisy or something like that,
Right.
then I'd release the tape.
Right.
That's why I would do it.
You
But-
would release it? You would do that?
No. First of all, let me let me make it clear. I would never do that. The
But I see-
sacredness of the bond that we have in our family, I would never, under any circumstances, I
No.
don't care what my dad says to me. I'm not recording it, number one. And if I am, I'm not putting it on social media for everybody
Right,
else to see.
right.
That's never going to happen. For
Right.
me, this is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I think he was wronger for doing that than his dad was for talking
But
to him
I'm
that
going to
way.
say this, though. He's 33. He's grown up in an age where when you get to that point, I'm not saying it's right, you post it. That's what you do. That's what people do.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? When you get to the point where you have tried everything, I'm just trying to be the devil's advocate here. You have tried everything and nothing has worked.
Right.
Let the people who think you're perfect see how you really are.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can get some headway. Maybe we
Yeah.
then can heal. Maybe
Yeah,
you will be
yeah.
willing to talk to me. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what his point was.
Maybe.
Because sometimes it takes drastic things happening
Mm-hmm.
in order for somebody. I mean, you could have it where a husband and wife are in a situation. He never ever changes. She never ever. I'm gonna just say he. He never changes. He does these things over and over. She's tried, and it never works. But as soon as she leaves and
Then he
separates
wakes up and
herself,
say, boom.
oh man,
Wow.
I'm about to lose her.
Right,
Let me get myself
right,
together. I'm
right.
saying it could be that he tried this drastic thing so that it would wake his dad up.
So you're
if he
saying-
feels like, because we don't know what. Listen,
We don't know the
know
backstory. We have no
any
idea.
of
Yes.
what's going on.
Right.
Okay, because it could be the son's issues. It could be. It's two sides.
Exactly.
To every story.
And then there's
right?
the truth.
And then there's the truth. Exactly.
So everybody has their
Okay.
opinion of what happened, and this is what really happened.
Right.
So you're saying, similar to your first answer, you don't think Kirk should have talked to him like that, but you get it because you've been there
Listen,
before.
I
and
get it.
And you're saying you don't think his son should have shared it like that, but you also get that.
Exactly.
And I'm saying I get it, but I don't think I would ever do it. I don't think it's ever okay, and I think he's wronger for doing that. Because my opinion is you and your father can have a conversation in which you're able to fix things and figure out what's going on. You have history, all that kind of stuff. But people like us who don't know any of this stuff, that's so
You're going to
damaging
draw
now.
conclusions because you're going to come up with your own stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really
So
isn't.
to me, that's
It's not-
way worse.
It's way worse. And I think somebody said that earlier. You have to actually put both of your comments on. You know
Put
what
the
I'm saying?
whole
You
thing
have to
on
put the
there.
whole thing
Yeah,
on there.
yeah.
So
So people
if
can
you're
really-
trying to get us to determine
Exactly,
something, but
exactly.
that wasn't the purpose.
I don't think that was the purpose either.
And that's what makes it wrong.
So Ricky says he thought he would shame his father, but not to this extent. So he's saying he's
okay.
now defending his dad and stuff like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
He definitely went against black code and culture. I agree. There is definitely, there's this thing within the black family that says everybody's already against us. Literally everything. We can't be letting our
That is
stuff
so
like this
true.
get out. And people,
Tasha,
you know what I'm saying?
I think I'm pronouncing your name right. Tasha.
Yeah. So that's what I think. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And Paul says he agrees with me. He thinks he
Gotta
should have
keep
kept the family drama in the family.
You
So
do.
the son was wrong.
First of all, that's a part of black culture. Like, you don't take your stuff outside the family.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody think y'all stuff is okay.
Yeah, my parents used to be like, you don't go and telling folk the family business.
That's
you
right.
Don't.
And you know what? It's funny because there's something in us that automatically knows that because our kids, remember the first time we tried to tell them, y'all don't be going out telling them, they were like, of
Why
course
would we
not.
do that?
Yeah, why would
Yeah,
we
why
do
would
that? It's like they just no. We don't
But
do that with
we
each
have
other.
to understand that I don't think this son and Kirk, did they even live together? See, I don't even know their story. I don't even know.
I
You
don't.
guys,
I
Chimes
don't.
always
Chimes
be
probably
knowing.
know. Yeah,
I
but he's
don't
33, so I
know-
don't know if he's still in the house. I have no
Okay,
idea.
but I don't know
You know
their
what I'm
full
saying?
story. And so we don't know if he really grew up with him.
Karen said them phones, man, leave them phones at home. People recording everything. She's
They
right.
do. They do.
You know what? This is the thing. Okay, so let me just tell y'all, I'm going to admit to something that happened recently. We actually talked about it on a show recently. I was on the phone with April, and I was in the store. I was in Sam's Club. This is like 3 weeks ago. And she and I were talking, and something she said got me a little bit upset, and I responded in a way.
What'd I say?
I don't remember what you
I
said.
ain't say nothing.
I don't remember what I said. I can't remember. Oh, here's what I remember, though. One of my church members was in the store. We all had our masks on, all that stuff, but she recognized my voice. And she said, "Hey, Pastor, I knew that was you."
So
And
did you?
immediately. So first of all, I didn't cuss at April. I really didn't raise my voice, but there was a slight annoyance in my voice. And I said to myself immediately when I saw my member, "Oh shoot, I hope she didn't hear me do that."
Wow.
So I guess what I'm saying is there's this thing.
Wow.
There's this thing that I feel like we should have, which is when we present ourselves to the outside world, we should be doing it in a way that if somebody that we respect was overhearing us, that's the way we should talk. We should talk to
All the
our
time,
people
is what
all
you're
the
saying.
time the way we'd want to be overheard talking to
Wow,
them.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Like even at home,
Yeah.
like do that kind of stuff regularly, and you won't have that problem. It's not that easy though.
It
when
isn't
somebody
because,
pushes your buttons,
right? Because obviously his buttons were pushed, and I'm
Clearly.
saying I think I would have if my students had heard me speaking like that to my child that day, they would have lost respect.
You would have been like, "Oh shoot,
Right.
None of these kids are gonna respect me
Exactly.
ever again." Yeah. So his motive, Madeline says, his motive is to hurt his dad in the worst possible
right,
way.
because I think he was hurt in that way.
Yeah. And,
You know.
and Keisha thinks the son was definitely more wrong. Disrespect, gaslighting, and
Yeah.
releasing it to the public. Wrong.
To me, that just takes it to the next level. That takes it outside of this bubble that we have here,
Yes.
and now that takes it to
Kim
Well,
thinks he
now-
has no respect for his dad, which
Yeah.
which came through, I think, and obviously his dad feels it too. It was a
But it was a
counseling
counseling
session.
session?
Now that's funny because somebody said that earlier, Brian. I can't go all the way back up to the comment, but somebody said that Kirk.
that was during a counseling session.
So we heard a third voice.
That makes it even worse.
We heard a third voice.
Yeah, we heard somebody
So-
laughing though.
I did hear somebody laughing.
Somebody
I
was
don't know who
cracking up,
was.
so that
That's
couldn't have
true.
been the counselor.
I
They
don't
need
think
to
so.
fire her.
But what do you mean it was a counseling session? Somebody said earlier that Kirk called his counselor in the middle of their situation. I guess maybe because he was so
was trying to-
upset or something like that about what
Right.
happened. So maybe one of the and clearly been to counseling before multiple times. They clear okay. Yeah, see, some of y'all did your research like for real. We didn't do any of that. You know what I'm saying? We just wanted to know. We like to use these situations as a springboard to talk about these kinds of relationship issues so that we can get a better understanding for ourselves. Let the counseling work. Don't make it public. So Brian saying it was a counselor. So basically he posted confidential information.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
well, Jeremy was saying it was clearly a setup.
It seemed like it. I mean, he had both phones on his lap, and a third phone. He had 2 phones on his lap and another phone that he was using to record.
What that says is what you said earlier, and that is this happens often, and I need somebody else to know. I need people to know that this is how this is going. Now, again, the wrong thing was you didn't show your part. Now, we heard you cussing back.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So, but we don't know what drove Kirk to that point.
Right.
And I'm saying when he said, when he said the word disrespect like he did, there had to be a disrespect level that was just took him to that point.
It had to be.
You know?
Had to be something that he said that made it go there. You know what I'm saying?
You should check out Tamron Hall's interview with Kirk and his wife. I guess they disclosed some things there about the relationship.
Maybe. Yeah. So Kavi is saying that plan backfired royally. No one thought Kurt was perfect.
No.
His music has that theme
That's what I'm saying.
running through all of it. That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ricky said the thinnest pancake has 2 sides. That is so true.
Right.
So Nichelle says both were wrong. 2 wrongs don't make a right. So Nichelle, you saying you think they're equally as wrong as the other in this situation? And maybe that's an unfair question. But I just feel like there's a cardinal sin that there's a rule you do not break. And that rule is we do not air our family dirty laundry like that. No. So to me, I feel like that was wronger. That was a bigger and more egregious problem.
I have to
than
say
the other one.
That was dirty.
You know what I'm saying?
That's dirty.
So you're Team John on this one. You know
no, I'm not Team John. I'm just saying I agree with that point.
Kay says, all I heard was deep hurt from father and son.
Yes,
Pain. The
did.
son may have been crying out for healing. Kirk may have been crying out for in frustration.
And you could hear that. You could definitely hear that in the voice.
Yeah.
You could definitely hear that.
Okay, question. Does admitting you're in counseling give you a pass to act/react without consequences? No. No, it does not.
What do you mean?
I think he's saying that maybe someone is using the counseling thing as sort of a, hey, we're getting help for this already, so you can just excuse what I just did. And I know I don't think it deserves
no,
it. But I still think the whatever the wrong action was is still wrong.
Yes.
And saying that you're getting counseling is a good thing because it says, hey, we're working on this.
Right.
You know, pray for us. Hey, we're dealing with this, that kind of thing. That's cool.
Yes, but I think he said that because he needed people to know that this is not something that's just coming out the blue.
Right.
We've been dealing with
There's
stuff this
context
whole
for this.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're in counseling trying to get through it. And this just happened to happen. And that's another reason why I think he should not have put it out there.
Right.
Because if you're trying to get help, if you're in counseling trying to work it out, then, there's still some things there that you need to work out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So Primo says, in my opinion, the issue is not the cussing. It's the heart. If we work on keeping our heart in right relationship, our language will reflect that. No cussing, etc. So I actually think I agree with Primo, but I would also say that cussing isn't the only thing you can do that shows disrespect or whatever. We talked about that already. April and I have both spoken to our kids when they got us there in a way that we wouldn't want somebody else to overhear us do. So it's not just cussing. But I think you're right. I think it's a heart issue, but it's also the fact that a person who you love like that can hurt you or get you to that point like nobody else.
And your old self can come out.
It can
even
come
when
out.
your heart is right.
Exactly.
Listen,
that's what I'm saying.
Moses showed us that. Moses showed us that, honey, and he was 40 years having to get himself together with the Lord. So,
exactly.
And, you know what I'm saying? So even when your heart is right, somebody can still get you to that point.
Yes.
Where that old self comes out, and that was not your plan.
Right.
That was not your plan.
Okay, so Trisha Williams says, my mom always told us when you leave the house,
you represent
me and the family. So she sounds like she agrees with the idea that no matter what, he shouldn't have shared that with
Yes,
the
but
rest of the family,
again, we
with the
don't
rest
know
of the
how
world.
at least I don't know how their relationship has been throughout his growing up. So from when he was born to 33, where were they within the relationship? This is from another relationship. So he could have been with the mama the whole time. You don't know how his relationship has been with Kurt all these years.
Right.
Maybe they didn't have one and then they got one and then it went bad.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
so he's not going to have a loyalty.
There's more that apparently was told in the Tamron Hall
Okay, so
interview.
what was it?
Kay said third voice was Kirk's good friend who knew his son from age 1. Kirk said in an interview with Tamron Hall show. So apparently they must have had an interview already about this incident and we just missed it. We are bad. The chimes help us, man.
They
so,
do.
So thank you guys. We're gonna go find a way to go out and watch this afterwards
Right.
and see what else there is.
Yes.
But so yeah, that definitely came from the gut. There's no question about it. And a lot comes out in counseling. That's true.
Hey,
okay. Tia.
What up?
Okay, so Tia says, I don't think the son had good intentions, but how many people in the black community are living in a silent hell because we've been taught to handle things quietly?
Yes,
Ooh.
yes. Especially when your family is known.
Yes.
Then you're really...
Sometimes the traumatized behave in unsavory ways because it's a desperate cry for
out.
help. Not him, though. Laugh out loud.
No, but you're right.
She's saying not in this situation.
No, but you are right, though. But,
Let's talk about that for a
Tia,
second.
You are Team April tonight, okay? So, no, seriously,
But
because
we have to
like
talk
I
about
was
this.
saying earlier,
Yeah.
it could have been that he's been trying so hard
Yes.
to get some results, and he knew I need to do something drastic so that
Right.
he knows I can't take this anymore.
Right.
I'm saying that could have been the case, even though
That's
it
true.
doesn't look like it
That's true.
necessarily, but
Yeah.
it could have been the case where it was kind of a cry out.
And let's make
You know?
sure that we make it clear that's not what we're saying. Tia, we agree with that. We are
Yes.
not saying that terrible behavior where people in a family are being abused emotionally, physically, or anything like that, that you shouldn't be trying to come with drastic measures to make sure you get that thing fixed.
Exactly.
We're not saying hide that, sweep it under the rug as if it's no big deal. We are saying situations like this, which feel like, and you know what, maybe this is a bigger deal. I don't know. But situations like this that feel like an argument between a parent and child should not
You don't
be
need to tell
here for the
everybody,
rest
is
of
what
us.
you're
To,
saying.
yeah,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? But if there's a real cry for help for real stuff that's going on in your relationship, sometimes you have to go to drastic measures to make something happen, to get people's attention.
Yes,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what I'm saying. That's what I said earlier. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk said they had some difficulties with their son when was younger, and they needed to get him therapy. So this could be, like I said, this could be a long-term thing that this has been going on for a long time.
Janera said, my 15-year-old just pointed at the screen in agreement. Laugh out loud. You raising them right, Janera. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, what
Yes.
you filled with when you get bumped comes out. Horace? But see, this is where I think, okay, I'm not trying to be like super duper theological or nothing, but just read Romans 6, okay? Romans 6, Paul talks about this battle that's happening within him all the time. There's a spiritual part of him, and then there's a carnal part of him.
Exactly.
And he says there are times
They're
when
at
I don't want
war.
the carnal to come out. They're at war, he says. Okay, so
Yeah.
Horace, what we're really saying is I think the old man resides in all of us, and it's there. It's there
Yes.
until Jesus comes.
That's right.
I think it's more and more getting worked out but sanctification is a lifelong process,
Let me
man.
tell
You
you,
know what I'm
because
saying?
sometimes people at work can make it come out.
That's what I'm talking about.
And it
You
does,
get bumped the wrong way.
and you regret, and you say, man, but I think taking responsibility for your old self coming out is the point.
Yes.
So Kirk saying, I'm sorry. Now, he said, I'm sorry to us, but hopefully he said, I'm sorry to his son. Hopefully the son said, I'm sorry to him.
Yeah.
We hope that they were able to reconcile after this.
Yeah,
But the whole
yeah.
point is, after that thing comes out, you got to be able to say, that old self came out. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I'm human. And I like that he said that. I'm human.
I
Because
am too.
Because that's the whole point. So I'm moving on to the third.
Let's go to the third one.
Because
Third
I've been
question.
waiting on that. The
This is the
third
real one.
question. The question was, should you, as someone who is, you're an influencer, you are a minister, you are upfront, whatever. Should you have? What you laughing at?
Ricky said, preacher, I just quickened. Sorry, man.
So
I didn't mean to.
what was the question?
But
I don't remember your question.
The third question was basically along the lines of, do we as ministers, because Kirk Franklin is a minister, right? I mean,
Okay. Yes.
does he have more of an obligation? Are the stakes higher for him? Should he feel more of an obligation that he can't talk to his kids this way, but maybe a regular person could because of the position that he holds?
I always.
And this is
I don't know
this is an
why.
age-old question.
I
that,
know. I don't know why, but I never liked that. I never liked the idea that you can do it, but because he's in that position, he can't. Not that he can't.
Right.
No one should, is what
Right.
I'm saying.
Right.
Nobody should talk to their kids like
Yeah.
that. So it
Yeah,
shouldn't be. You shouldn't because of the position you're in. You shouldn't because you shouldn't.
Right.
Because you shouldn't do that.
Right.
It should just be nobody should talk to their kids like that.
Right.
Not because he's a minister, he shouldn't. But if I do it, it doesn't mean as much. And I know that it's true. People are watching you. People are looking at you. You do hold a different standard, I guess, because you have so many people looking
Right.
at you.
Right.
But I feel like when we hear that come out,
Right.
we as the people that are looking up to this person should not say, wow, look at that. Man, they're wrong or
he
how
know
could
better
he
than
do
that.
that?
Yeah,
He
he's
knows
a-
better than
yeah,
that
yeah.
because we do it too.
Right.
And I'm saying it should be, I understand, it should be, oh man, I'm sorry that happened.
I wish you hadn't said that
Why?
because now I'm Team April.
Oh,
I agree.
You've
So
never
th-
said that.
Well, I've always been Team April. I've
before.
said that before. But okay, so here's the thing.
Y'all hear that?
I'm with I'm with Shell. This is what I would say almost exactly. The stakes are higher, but he's still human.
That's what I'm
That's the
saying.
bottom line.
The stakes
But-
are
but
higher,
we-
but he's
but-
still
but we
human.
do have to
so we
recognize
have to
the stakes
respond.
are higher,
I
though.
know, and
Yeah.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
But we, as the people who are looking up to this person, can't respond as if he's God.
True. Brian
what I'm
Godine said
saying?
his legal name is Kirk, not Jesus. So
Exactly.
anything can happen and should be forgiven and moved on from.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
agree. Now, Brian, what I would say is it's really us who proves and shows sometimes that we have the wrong outlook on who people are, because when we get all sort of discombobulated over these
Right,
things
right.
as if people are not human beings, to me that shows that we're putting too much of our faith in them. And I think we need to take a step back and say, these people are not the Lord. They are going to show their humanity from time to time. And actually, I think a person who shows their humanity, if they respond the right way from it, can actually be more authentic to us.
No,
And
really.
so
I
you
was
think-
just going
you
to
think
say he
about
could
David.
probably bring people closer
I think so too.
to trying to do right
Yes.
because they see, wow, this guy
Even
that
he
I'm
jacks
thinking
up.
is great
Exactly.
messes up just like me.
Yes.
Wow, there's hope.
The
You know
only,
what I'm saying? There's
the only
hope for
problem I would
change.
have is that if he hadn't apologized, or if he hadn't said anything was wrong, or if he tried to, explain it away or something like that, that I think is a problem. And my opinion is that's the part that we have to have the higher standard for us as ministers. I'm talking for myself now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have more of an obligation as a minister to own up when I'm wrong. Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to try hard to not mess up because I know there's a lot of people watching.
Mm-hmm.
But if I do mess up, what I want to say right off the top is I was wrong. And
Right.
what I love about what Kirk did is that, to me, that shows a man after God's own heart. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
about the ability to admit when I did something wrong. And to
Yeah.
me, people are forgiving. I mean,
Yes,
there's some
but
that might not forgive
but
him, but
what I
most
was
will.
saying is I'm hoping, because I think it's more important that he says that to his son.
Oh, no question.
It's more important to say
Than
that
us.
to him than us,
Yes.
because who cares?
Right.
If we say,
Right.
whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
Did he say to his son that was wrong?
Right.
And I'm hoping his son said back,
Right.
I was wrong,
Man, I really
because he
messed
was
that
wrong
up.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was wrong, and I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that happened.
Paula says the same thing. Ministers need to keep it real. They are people too.
Exactly.
Showing vulnerability helps others who struggle with the same thing.
Exactly.
Well, she believes that too. But I actually don't think it's good when we as ministers do something and then
Try
rationalize
to act like
it.
right.
Act like there was nothing wrong with it. Stuff
That's
like that.
when people
a
lose
problem
respect
me.
for you.
That's what I think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And there are consequences sometimes whether you say I'm sorry or not.
Right. That's true. You're
So-
right. Kirk is human. We look too much for people to be certain places and higher standard. Yes, you're right. But we all have struggles. No one is
Exactly.
perfect. That's
Nobody's
true.
perfect.
Cynthia says, "Me too, April. I don't like that double standard." A lot of
Right.
pastors' wives are going to say that.
Right. No, but it's true. Cynthia knows what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You look and make it like, and you doing the same. Matter of fact, yours is worse.
Right. Okay, Chris says, the short answer is yes. However, we still need to give grace when our brother or sister falls.
That's right.
I agree with that.
I totally agree with
Brian
you.
says, this is BS. He's a man, born in sin, shapen in iniquity. Yes, you're right, Brian. and Kim agrees with Sheldon. So I guess she's Team Sheldon tonight. But the whole matter is sin, and we all need saving
That's
grace.
right.
Cursing, lying, stealing, all the same in God's eyes. You're right, Horace.
And see, we as humans, we categorize those things.
That's true.
We say, okay, this one's here, then this one. This
Yeah.
one's really small.
Yeah.
But it's all the same
That's
in God's
true.
eyes.
You're right. Karen
And-
says, I don't think
yeah.
Christians understand grace. And that is true,
We
Karen.
do have a hard time with that.
Especially when we think we've earned something, we really have a hard time with grace.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And what's that other word that you
Mercy?
said? Man, let me tell you something.
What are you talking about? Mercy?
Mercy. John
Okay.
preached a sermon about love and mercy. Let me tell y'all. I did not even realize loving mercy. Just listen to that. We're supposed to love mercy,
Woo!
having mercy on people,
Man, that's-
loving that.
We might have to pass a plate tonight, babe.
Woo, I'm sorry. I have to pass a plate. But it's same with grace. Like, oh my goodness.
Okay, so Tavares says, I hate when people judge ministers for being a human. No one is perfect and everyone makes mistakes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That is what I'm saying. The whole point is when you have said I was wrong and I'm sorry, there should be some grace there,
Right.
some mercy,
Right. Yeah.
Not we're gonna throw the book at him,
Right.
As if
That's
you
true.
are perfect.
Yeah.
You're
That's a good
not.
point.
Nobody is.
Jeremy said that's the problem. We put people on godlike status.
We do.
He's still human and tempted the same, if not more, because of his platform. And see, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
There is a level of attack that sometimes happens when you get to that level
Yes.
that people don't really understand. And sometimes you're doing really well, and all of a sudden your humanity comes out, and then everyone sort of attacks you for
Yeah,
it. And you're hoping that when you do own up to it, that people will forgive and stuff, but sometimes they won't. Sometimes it's their perception of what your
Yes,
position is supposed to make
exactly.
you that makes it so that they have a hard time ever coming back from
And
that. That is what it is.
that really is a human dilemma.
It is.
We're always trying to make somebody as high as God.
True.
It's like we need that to be seen. We need to be able to see this thing that we worship.
Yeah.
So
So Kavi says, Kirk is not a pastor, he's an artist. There is, however, a higher standard for public figures, fairly or unfairly, just the cost of celebrity. Yeah, I definitely didn't call him a pastor. I used the word minister on purpose
He
because
calls himself
I
a
think he
minister.
thinks
Yeah,
of himself as
he
a
says
minister,
he's a
even though he's an
minister.
artist.
Right.
I think he thinks of himself as a minister. But yeah, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I think you're right. Kirk done carried us to Jesus. So if he slipped up, big if, because parenting is a whole life in itself. That can't be Sam's.
yeah, that can't be the same.
The Sams? Oh, the
people
same people he
carried.
carried helped him carry him when he slipped. Oh, okay. So he's carried us to Jesus a bunch of times. Maybe we can
We need
carry
to
him back to the Lord now.
Yes,
yeah,
Brian,
yeah.
I like that.
that too. That's
we
good.
need to be carrying him to Jesus. You're right.
Deidre said I'm late, but please put this post up there. Just kidding. She didn't say that. I'm late. At the end of the day,
What
we
up,
need
Deej?
to de-pedestal, if that's a word. I like
That's
it.
it.
These influencers, pastors, worship leaders, etc.
Yes.
It's unhealthy to have these lofty expectations from people who are humans like us.
Exactly.
Now, I will say though that we as ministers should not. I want to say this the right way. I do think there is a level of responsibility that we are given when we're asked to minister in that way that makes it so that we should not just live our lives recklessly.
Of
right?
course not.
So I don't want to hide behind this I'm a human being thing.
Right.
Even though I am a human. That is true. I also have to recognize, though, that God is calling me to something that is going to, like, if I mess up on this platform with all these people watching because I'm careless, I could lead a lot more people astray than someone else. So I guess I'm just saying, I agree that we're humans and we have to know that. But I
Yes.
think we have to remember also, though, that there is a lofty weight that's placed on us when God asks us. And by the way, he doesn't just ask us to do it and leave us by ourselves. He literally gives us the power to do it. He gives us overcoming power.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying we have to remember that. So it's not like he is human though.
Sometimes
And
them
I am
kids,
too.
honey, them kids can take it. And I'm saying when he said what he said to him, he did not think that thing was gonna be posted.
Nah, he didn't think
But
that
I
was
think
posted.
what your point is, you should always be trying to have a response as if everything is posted.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Right, exactly.
And that's hard.
That's how you're supposed to live. Gabe said, still confused why Kirk apologized to his fans. His fans be cussing while listening to his music. Hello?
I'm saying you know what? You know
Okay,
what,
David
Gabe?
Gums.
Hold
go
on.
ahead, go ahead.
I agree with you. Like I don't know, it's like
You don't feel like he
shouldn't-
owes his fans anything in that situation?
You don't owe me an apology.
I disagree. Let me tell you why I disagree. Let me tell you I disagree. Here's the big major disagreement we will have.
That. No, I understand.
I
that
think
he needs to
that he
apologize.
doesn't need to apologize to us before his son. I don't think his apology to us needs to happen. That needs to happen. It needs to supersede his apology to his son. In fact, he would be a hypocrite if he apologized to us alone,
and not him,
and not his
See,
son.
that's
I
what
would
I
have
was
a
saying.
problem with that.
That is my point.
But I do think I understand this idea that my relationship with you as a fan is one where I want you to see me as someone who always tries to conduct themselves in a way that is pleasing to God. And in this particular case, I didn't do that. So I apologize for doing that. Now, I am human, but I'm sorry for doing that. Now, I don't think that's a big deal. But I don't think it should be some long, drawn-out thing or whatever.
No.
The real person that he needs to have the reconciliation with is
But
his
I
son.
think it's
that's
more
more
like
important.
I guess I feel like it needs to be more like, I'm sorry you had to hear that.
Is that really an apology?
Yes, I'm sorry that you had to witness
Me being like
this
that. Me going off.
encounter.
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
because
yeah.
this happened between me and him. I'm sorry
Yeah.
what I did to you.
Right.
I didn't do that to my fans.
Okay.
He did not cuss us out.
Yes.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
But we started. Hold on. But we started off by saying that we don't think it's appropriate. We agreed that we don't think it's appropriate for parents to talk to their children at any age.
I agree.
At any point.
No, I agree. That's why he
maybe
need to
that's the
apologize to his
part.
son.
But maybe that's the part he need to apologize to his fans about.
No, he's apologizing to his fans because they had to be exposed
to that kind of thing.
To him doing that.
That level of humanity.
That's what I'm saying. They had to see. We had to see and hear. We had to hear Kirk saying those things to his son.
And we shouldn't have been on the inside of that at all.
No,
You're saying that's a
so
family
I'm saying
issue.
he shouldn't be apologizing to us for cursing. I think he should. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying he should be apologizing to his son for cursing at his son.
What I would
he
say
should
is,
apologize to us because we had to hear that. I
Yeah.
am so sorry that you had to be exposed to that part of.
Here's my feeling. My feeling
You
is.
see what I'm saying?
My feeling is, yes, I see what you're saying,
Okay.
but I don't agree all the way. This is why I say that. I feel like the words he spoke to his son were actually demeaning and degrading. And those words, even though I understand how we can do that, those are words that you don't use for your worst enemy, let alone someone that's actually
I know.
your
That's why he
family.
needs to make the huge apology to his child.
Agreed. But I also think it was wrong. I think
He
it was
didn't
wrong
know.
for him to do that.
But
And
he
that
didn't-
now that we heard it, he needs to apologize to us and say, you know what? That really wasn't the real me. I actually love my son. I shouldn't. I wish you hadn't had to hear that.
That's what I just said.
But
You
I'm
just
saying,
agree with me.
But I'm saying it's got to be more than that. You know
He
what I'm saying?
just agreed with me.
You're right.
That's right. I'm saying he doesn't have to say, I'm sorry that I used those words to my son. I'm saying he needs to say that to his son. He's saying,
Jessica said April gangster.
I'm just saying, I'm sorry that you had to hear this. Because that was not his intention. His intention was not for us to hear that.
Right.
That's what his son did.
So I guess
his
okay.
son needs to apologize
Let me-
for posting that thing. So
let me
we
say
had to hear
let me
that.
say this
I
one
didn't-
thing
you
that
know,
differentiates us. Here it is right here. My opinion is the fact that we heard it shouldn't change anything. He should have never used those words with his son.
I agree.
Okay, so the apology.
I'm sorry for using those words.
There
to my
you go.
Son.
That's it. That's the apology because
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing that he probably feels was not Christ-like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was not of. I should have held my tongue. I should have been more. I should have more control over myself in that
Right,
situation.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
I didn't mean to get pushed over the edge. I was angry.
Right,
Whatever.
Right.
But anyway, I do agree though that in terms of how much obligation he has to apologize,
And I
it's
guess
more on his son
I
than
guess
us.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's more on his son than us. I want to make that clear because I think some fans out there think that he does owe them more than that. And I'm saying he really
You don't
doesn't.
think he does?
No,
Yeah.
he's providing us with good music. And I'm saying, yes, it is uplifting and those kinds of things. And maybe some people can't hear the music the same way now.
Right.
But I feel like, that's why I feel like, that's where you need to think about him being human. And then you need to listen to his songs because if you listen to him, he basically tells you that. In,
Right.
in all of his
Every song.
songs, he's telling you that he's not human. And I think that's what we love about Kirk. That's what we've loved about him since back in the day.
Yeah.
Kirk has always he's been up front with a lot of stuff about his humanity.
Right.
So I think that helps Kirk.
It does.
And I think we could learn from that, those who are ministers or those who are out there being upfront to say, you know what, I'm not human. Here are the things that I deal with. I'm going to tell you up front. Here are the things that I've been through, that I've overcome. And so when something like that happens, it's like, okay, we know he struggles with things. But when you act like you perfect,
Right. That's a problem.
when you act like you never have done anything wrong ever
Right,
in
right,
life,
right.
and that everyone needs to be perfect,
Right.
and then you mess up,
Right.
then it's hard to have that mercy and that grace.
I agree.
It is.
Yeah.
It's about the way that you portray yourself.
Right.
If you portray yourself as somebody who never does anything wrong, you're going to have a hard time when you do mess up.
That's true.
But Kirk has not done that.
You're right,
I think
he has
that's why
not.
nobody's really tripping about this at a high level.
Some people are tripping.
I don't think so.
Okay, so Gian says Christians have a hard time understanding that grace is unmerited favor. We need to extend that grace to Kirk, his son, and his family as they work through this, the same grace God gives us.
I agree.
Agree, Gian. That's actually a
Right
great
now,
way to,
that's what we should be
actually a great
doing.
way to end that.
I meant to respond to somebody that was agreeing
Who?
with me.
Who? There,
And you,
baby, there were so many people agreeing with you. Look at all these.
Is that Rayon?
I agree with April.
Yes, Griffin. Thank you. Just making sure. Team April. Thank you.
Courtney, Weston Wright.
Hey,
yes,
Courtney.
April. You know what I'm saying? There's
Hey,
a bunch of that
Ebony.
happening. April
I didn't see
Gangster,
you.
all that.
Jessica,
You know
that's
what
my
I'm saying?
girl.
So you had a
okay,
bunch.
just
you know what
making
I'm saying?
sure
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you
they're all
you
there.
are very Team
You know what I'm
John
saying?
throughout
And
the
Ebony talking about snap
episode.
your neck back was like violent. That's true. That was pretty.
Did I snap it back?
No. I think he's talking about what Kirk said.
Oh,
You know what I'm
good,
saying?
good.
You did snap your neck a little
Oh,
bit.
did
down.
I?
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so. Man, that was a
my
good
goodness.
conversation.
Yeah.
I love this kind of stuff. I love having these. So this is the thing, guys. Let's just bring it back to us a little bit. the reality is, I don't know how many of y'all have kids on here, and I have no idea what age your kids are. But before we start to really judge, just know, if you've never had a situation like this yet,
you need to be quiet.
It's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. Because your kids can push.
Everyone who's had kids on here have already been there.
Yeah. So
they've already been
know.
there.
Yeah,
you may not have cussed them out
Kirk.
and said you're going to put your foot up the person's behind, but you wanted to.
Yeah,
I have said I'm going to smack you across your mouth.
Right.
I have said that.
Right.
I'm going to smack you in your mouth if you don't be quiet.
Right.
I have said that.
We won't talk about what I've actually done.
Right. We won't talk about what you've actually done.
No.
But yes. So, I mean, I get it. So, I mean, that said
okay, hold on.
something to the effect of, if you are mad at Kirk for cussing, what
if
if God played your tape?
That's true.
I like that.
That's a good point.
No, that's
you
a
know
good
what I'm
point.
Now, there was somebody earlier. It was David Gums who said it a long time ago. I think we should end with this, okay?
Okay.
And Jessica said I ain't lying. She's right. So she got kids. She already know. Them dud bots, man. They cute. Let me tell you, they cute, man. But they gonna push you though, right, Jessica? You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're trying to get them right for the video and they won't do it right. You know what I'm saying? Man. Okay, so here's what David Gums said earlier. He said, I wish I could go back to find it.
Look, you thought my kids would make you cuss.
Who said that? Who said that?
Oh my goodness.
Ooh. Oh yeah. Kids will make you cuss. You know what I'm saying? There's no question about it. Is that Keith?
That is Keith.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing.
See the name.
Oh,
he got it backwards.
That's high tech.
That's hilarious. It's backwards.
Oh, okay, yeah, look at that. That's
funny.
dope. I love that, Keith.
What up, Keith?
And these guys last name backwards. Okay,
Right,
so here's what David said earlier. He said something about basically cancel culture. I don't remember exactly what you said, David, but you said something to the effect of, so when should we cancel Kirk? Like should, this whole cancel culture thing, it was the biggest part of this.
That is true.
There were people out there saying we should cancel Kirk because he did this to his son.
People are saying that?
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm trying to say. You said nobody's tripping. Some people tripping.
Oh my goodness.
Some people saying let's cancel Kirk.
That's
I
really
think a lot
sad.
of people came back on that and said no.
That's really sad because, no, seriously, like, we are people who listen to his music. Here we are listening to his gospel music where he sings about grace.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
How can we not show grace and say, this is now our time to step up and pray for them during a time like this? This is a hard time for the family.
But especially when someone apologized.
Exactly.
See,
and praying for his son.
Yeah. And this is what I think.
For his son to go to those extremes means that he's hurting. Like somebody said earlier, there's a lot of pain and hurt there for you to go to that level.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's for both of them to go to that level. There's a lot of pain and
like
hurt.
Gabe says, why go to canceling though? You know what I'm saying? Why
go
is
to canceling?
that the thing?
That's
So
just the thing now.
you literally erase everything anybody's ever done because of one incident. And to me, that's crazy.
Yeah.
To me, so I don't understand it. I'm saying I don't think this is a cancel Kirk type situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Cancel for what?
Cancel being human.
For being
exactly.
human? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to me, that's too far. But honestly, we could have a whole show on cancel culture. We could just pick a few things and talk about stuff that we be canceling people over.
That's true.
And say, you know what, guys, should we really be canceling over something like this? I mean, sometimes it's just a person being human, and we had them on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying?
But I think sometimes, like we said earlier.
Jessica said we ain't canceling Kirk.
No,
People
I'm
tripping.
sorry, can't cancel. I gotta sing background for him first. No,
She
just
said
kidding.
we won't. She said, yeah, that's true. We won't cancel Rue Kelly. She said, Ambry rolled eyes. They can cancel Kirk without me. I put on that silver and gold.
That's right. I'm a stomp. You got that right.
Though maybe those who are canceling, they don't have no kids. That's possible. That's possible, Madeline. Maybe not have no kids.
Because people with kids, they understood Kirk immediately.
Keith says he thinks people that wanted to cancel Kirk are ones that already wanted to cancel.
Exactly. Haters
That may
who
be
already
true.
wanted to cancel him.
That may be true.
Yes. I'm Team Kirk. Yes.
I'm Team
really
Kirk.
Richard Smallwood.
But today is Kirk.
I have to agree with you on that. Hey,
Kids,
Miss Jessa.
she said, well, kids will make you speak a foreign language, young or old. That's true.
I'm telling you, it's the truth.
Jessica says she wants to sing back up too.
You do.
So
Let's
you
figure out how we can do that together. Okay.
Somebody in this Chimes group got a connection with Kirk. Y'all
That's
can hook
right.
these ladies up. You know
That's
what I'm
right. We're
saying?
trying to sing background. Okay. And I can be, all the way in the back. I don't care.
Please, yeah, I know you don't have to be all the way up front, but you look good in the front. Though you need to be a foreground singer. You know
I
what
see
I'm
the
saying? That's
class
what you need
shirt.
to
We
be.
made history. That's
Yeah, you see it?
That's her class
Keisha,
shirt.
this is your class shirt right here. In fact, Keisha, you got me this sweatshirt without my knowledge. In fact, you got my name on the back.
Oh yeah.
So you got me the sweatshirt without I didn't even know. You guys just gave it to me like out of the blue.
Keisha's hooking you
know
up.
what I'm saying? Yeah, and I still wear it. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's too big. You know what I mean? It's okay. Anyway,
all
right, y'all.
Tonight was good.
It was
Tonight was
good.
good.
Where's my little button,
So,
April?
so
I don't see no Team John, Team April
as
button.
Shay says, Shalea,
Oh, here you go, right here.
show a little grace.
Yeah, Shalea does say that.
You know?
That's true. We gotta give him a little grace.
Give him a little
That's
grace.
true.
You know?
We definitely got to. So tonight it's about Team John and Team April as usual, and the reality is
Team April.
it's always Team John.
He is just
you know
a
what I'm
phone
saying?
call away. April, Kirk. Oh, okay.
Madeline?
Okay.
Does Madeline have a
you got to
connect?
hook
You know
up
what I'm saying?
Madeline.
Yeah, I'm about to
Where's your
unzoom
music?
us. I'm about to unzoom us right now. It's here, right here, girl. It's on there.
Oh, okay. There we go.
You want to be able to dance to it? Is that the point? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyway,
Come on.
Deborah
All
talking about she
right.
Team April.
Deborah, he
You know what
can't
I'm
even
saying?
get your name right. You need to
Sorry.
be Team April 2 and 3 times just
My
because
bad.
he did that.
Deborah, you know I didn't mean to do that, girl. You know what I'm saying? I just be reading quick, man. You know what I'm saying?
Jessica.
Team April, Jessica as well, Ebony too. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Team April
Yeah,
tonight,
yeah,
again? Are you
yeah.
serious, man?
Come on, Jeremy.
Goodness, man.
Keish. Yeah.
Team Kirk Franklin, Sheldon said. So apparently
Got
Sheldon's also
Cynthia.
trying to sing back up. Team Nixon is Jeremy. Thank you, Jeremy, for giving it to both of us. But you know it was me, man.
Is
You know what I'm
is it Monique?
saying? Cynthia's Team April. Monique Anderson, Team April.
Yes.
Hey, man. Nichelle,
Kirk and
Team
April.
Kirk and April. Retha,
Retha?
Team
Ah,
April.
ah.
My goodness, Gabe, Team April today.
Yay.
Yes, Shay, Team John. Thank you very much.
You can get one.
Courtney Weston, Team April.
Yay, Courtney.
Deidre's always Team April, though. You know what I'm saying?
Deidre,
Kim's Team
my
April.
sister,
And
my
Chris says, sorry,
sister.
bro, Team April.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, Chris.
You know what? I actually win. Team April, Bankhead, Bounce, Let's Go April. Oh, my
Do
goodness.
the bankhead for Madeline right here.
Johnson, Team
oh,
April. Man, I got your lag tonight, babe. I mean, it's not even close. Deborah, Team April for life. David Gums,
That's
I
'cause you
understand
liked
you,
his
Team
comment.
John.
That's 'cause you liked his
You know what I'm
comment.
saying? His comment was good, though. You know what I'm saying? That's fine.
Thank you, Horace. Come up.
Bankhead
Come up. Come up.
If Kirk needs a pretty face, yes, it's April's. I agree,
Aw,
Miss
Miss
Jessup.
Jessup.
And she can sing. And April, Ambry's Team Apes.
Thanks,
Or
Am.
ABs, whatever that is. I have
Team
no
Book
idea.
of Cuss 390.
Trisha's Team Both.
Okay.
Yes, Team John Boymanship. Thank you, Ricky. So
Oh,
we know what that means,
boy.
though. That means Ricky really agreed with you, but he's coming with me because of Boymanship. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Thank you, Ricky. We know what that really means.
Mama said Team April,
Yay,
too.
mommy. Yay,
John took that
mommy.
L like the Houston Rockets. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead,
I need to win
Go ahead
one
and
this
receive,
time.
go
Okay.
receive this L this time. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Elaine.
Elaine's Team April all day. Miss Jessup's Team April, too. Man, Miss Jessup. Goodness, man. I can't get no
Thank you,
love
Miss
at all.
Jessup. Mila
April been
said-
doing the bounce says high school. Love it. That's true, Mila. It's a
Mila,
long
you
time,
remember that
man.
in the dorm?
Oh, man.
Milani, thank you.
And yes,
Melanie.
Madeline.
I couldn't see
Yeah,
that.
that's Melanie.
Sorry.
And by the way, Madeline, yes, April is a very good dancer. It just
I
automatically
try to
when the
keep it
music
down on the
comes,
show.
you know
I
what
just
I'm
do a little bankhead,
saying?
you know.
Exactly. But she can really, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was a tough episode. Definitely, Sheldon.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
But
it's
you know
okay.
what? We wanted to give Kirk some love and his son because, you know, just to know that things happen
Yes.
and it wasn't supposed to get out for everybody
No.
to hear.
No.
You know, and I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah.
But, you know, when it does, what do?
Yeah.
You have to do the right thing
We
after that
have to
happens.
learn from this as parents that when we slip up, because we will, we just have to be real with our kids, and they will forgive us.
Yes.
Bottom line, we come with a apology. We're sincere about that thing.
And an attitude of wanting to change. You know, you
Exactly.
can't just apologize and then you go back to being, you know, you
Correct.
have to show that you want to
Yes,
change.
yes.
But when you're talking about a 33-year-old grown man, he has
Yeah.
to do the same thing now.
Agreed.
You know, when a child is 12, you
Right.
can say, okay, they're 12.
Yes,
I
right,
can
right,
understand
right.
them. I'm
Yeah,
helping
yeah.
them grow
Yeah.
and learn how to deal with conflict. But when
David
when you're
Gum
33,
said he's old enough to get these hands. So you know what I'm saying.
I'm saying. But when you're 33, that's kind of a
All right, y'all.
different kind of thing.
We'll see y'all next week.
All right, y'all.
And we love you guys.
Love y'all.
Wednesday at what time again? 9? 9 o'clock. Bye, y'all.
Oh no, they need to come. They need to watch us Friday.
Oh yeah. Watch our
Yeah,
stuff
watch our
Friday.
show Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have something put out for you. Love y'all.